Good afternoon, folks. Here we are. This one's going to be maybe a little longer than normal. A lot of information here. I'm going to title this one 1099A. Check out the good news. Because 1099A seems to be what gets everybody's attention here. And there's a lot of stuff I'm going to put in this video that may not even be related to that. Some of it's going to be. But I got to get y'all's attention. There's a lot of stuff I've got to share that everyone needs to get their heads wrapped around. First off, in my last video, I made a few mispronunciations of some words, and I thought just for shits and giggles, I would go ahead and share them. One of them was Yamnaya. That was the tribe the word that I hacked up like crazy. How the fair-skinned people came about. They were shepherds of the northern sea, Black Sea. And the other word was shrank. Right? I stumbled over that one big time. But yeah, it was shrank in structure, which means they got shorter. Other than that, though, that was the only thing I think that I laughed about when I came across these words. Because I said shrank, or before I should have said even something close to shrank. I hacked that word all up too. But I'm dyslexic, okay? I've had to learn how to read backwards. Basically, that's what it is. And I grew up with learning disabilities and reading, especially reading. So I'm still not that great of a reader. But you can achieve. Don't let anybody put you down. One of the things that I wanted to share was I'm going to talk about the 1099A. Matter of fact, I'm going to get into some crazy detail with this stuff, I guess. Because there's a lot of folks out here that really aren't getting this, and part of it's because they haven't got their head wrapped around the concept, nor are they even watching the videos. And I say that constantly. If you want to know who you are and what kind of power this has, you have to understand it. You can't sit back and breeze through this stuff. And I understand some people have learning disabilities like I had that makes it hard. I understand it. I get it. It's hard. But you have to get your head wrapped around this. People are doing some stuff that is going to get them in trouble. For instance, last night I got some photographs of some 1099As that were sent out. OIDs, 96 and 1040V. And I got to looking at them, and dude was like, "Hey man, I sent these out to the Treasury, and I hope I don't get flagged. Can you check them over for me and make sure that I done them right?" Hey dude, you probably should have sent that to me before you did that, because you frigged it totally up. I keep telling you all, and in the comments, mostly in the comments, some in Messenger too. This isn't a bank, okay? A trust is not a bank. If it was a bank, it wouldn't last long. Because you would go in and suck the trust dry before you could reach the ultimate goal of what a trust is. It's not a bank, folks. You cannot freaking... I've had people say, can I just deposit a 1099A into my account? No, you can't. I get it, people that have questions. They do. But it's not a bank. Another thing, you cannot use this to jack up your business, okay? The trust was set up to meet your needs, not your company's needs or your corporation's needs or your 501c3 or 508. It wasn't set up to do that. You're touching on fraud is what you're doing. You're touching on fraud when you do that. The trust was set up to take care of your needs. Think about that, man. That's as simple as it gets, folks. This was set up to take care of my needs. Well, what are my needs? I need a place to live. I need a car to drive. That's what you need to be concentrating on. I know what most people are doing. They're trying to figure out, how can I scam around and get some money in my pocket from this thing, doing this 1099-A. Well, I've told you time and time again, it's the conditional acceptance where you put the money in your pocket at. Using the 1099-A to meet your needs is doable. It is super doable. I get messages all the time. I got one just last night. Somebody who sent the 1099-A and the coupon in on a credit card. And they said, yeah, I sent it in, and they canceled the debt, and or they closed the account, and my credit score went up 6 points, like you said, Mr. Chris. They also went on to say that you still owe the money in the note. We're closing your account due to a violation of the contract. You still owe the money. You still owe us the money. And my response back to this individual was, did they send you back the 1099-A and the coupon? Well, no, they didn't send back either, and I've done this with 2 credit cards. Well, guess what? If they don't send back the 1099-A and the coupon, or the coupon, then they have accepted the payments. Why else would they have closed the account? They're shucking and jiving. If you turn around and you say, well, I guess that failed, I might as well just go ahead and make the payments. You recontract, man. You recontract. The first time you deal with these clowns, you recontract. Now, if they want to take you into the tribunal, go in there and say, look, I sent them the payment. I argue the coupon with the judge. Argue the 1099-A with the judge. If that's what you want to do, go in there and do it. Hey, Your Honor, they didn't send back the coupon. They didn't send back the 1099-A. Well, then it's a payment received. When you do these with the credit card companies, folks, okay, in your letter, do like I said in the 1099-A video where I'm explaining how to do the letter to the CEO. Set your letter up like that. And inside the letter, put the postal rule. Put it in the body of the letter. Put the postal rule in it. And then at the bottom of it, make a spot on it to have it notarized. Set it up. The last page of the conditional acceptance that I send most of y'all has an example of how to set up a notary. Go down to your bank and have that notarized. And then send it certified mail. And check it out, man. The postal rule is a rule of common law contract. When you put that into the body of the letter and then you send that certified mail, these folks have already contractually agreed, that they accepted your payment. They cannot turn around and say, oh, well, we can't accept that. Bullshit, you already did. You accepted it, and you contractually agreed that you accepted it. Put the postal rule in the body of the letter. Also put the definitions. Oh, well, according to Black's Law, this is what a statement is. According to Black's Law, this is what a bond is, and this is what an instrument is. This is the coupon. Some of them even come back and said it's not a coupon. How is it not a coupon when it says freaking coupon on it? That's what you need to remember. They're going to shuck and jive. They're going to try and scam you out of that to get you to recontract. Oopsie, that didn't work. I guess I'll just have to pay them. Well, the minute you send them, or the minute you respond, they call you on the phone. Hey, man, this isn't a payment, man. You still owe us this much money. We've closed your account, and we need to set up some kind of payment plan. What can you send, man? Like $20? Well, yeah, I guess I could send that much, you know. That's the same thing that they do when you go to these companies that do the debt reassignment stuff, where they help you get your debts back under control. They stop the cards, and then they take payments, and then they send the payments out. Well, remember, folks, the credit card company's already been paid. They've been paid by your trust. That's where the money's coming from. So look, folks, think about that. I've had other people send me messages and say, well, you know, I went to the dealer and I did the application, and I did the order for the car, and I wrote down, I did the 1099-A, and I handed it to them. They said, I'm not sure if we can accept this. We'll get back to you in a day or two. And then they call and say, oh, well, we can't accept that. But they don't return the 1099-A. Why not? Why can't they return it? Because they've already accepted it, folks. That's when you roll up on them with a conditional acceptance. Well, wait a minute. You never gave me back the thing. Oh, well, we shredded it. Well, prove it. Prove that you shredded it. If they don't give it back to you, then they have accepted it. There's no doubt about it. Think about that. That was one thing I wanted to touch on. Another thing I wanted to touch on is, because the cat's already out of the bag, I guess, with quite a few folks, the Telegram platform, it got so out of control so quickly, and I figured that it would. And I've had a few people say, well, I got kicked out of the group. I was saying this, and I got kicked out of the group for no reason. You know, well, there was probably some reason, whether you agreed with it or not. There's probably some reason, be it on your part or on administration's part. I don't know. Actually, I do. I know a lot. I know a lot more than what you all think. Okay. Well, I got one today. Well, I got kicked out of the group, and I helped a bunch of people, and I got kicked out of the group, you know, for just because I'm talking about something that's a little different than yours, but it is actually the same or really related to. And you're not even there, dude. Hey, guess what, folks? I am there. I have been there. Okay. The Telegram, I'm just going to say this because it's already out to a bunch of people. The Telegram page is a vetting page. Okay. If you got in there and you clowned around, I know who you are. If you got in there trying to sell some shit, I know who you are. If you got in there leading people astray, I know who you are. If you got in there totally green, and the reason I say green, you're going to hear me use some terms that relate to cowboying, because I've been cowboying for, I don't know, 45 years, I guess. Love to ride horses, racking horses. I don't ride quarter horses anymore because I got a bad back. But I still like to ride. So you hear me use cowboy terms, greenhorn. Another one you're going to hear me say probably in this video is irons in the fire. I've got a lot of irons in the fire, folks. I'm at this 16, 17, 18 hours a day. And like I said, the Telegram channel has been used as a vetting process. You get in there and you're throwing down and cutting up and acting a fool. I know who you are. And administration too. I know what who and what in the administrations, what they've done. I know it. Because folks get kicked out and they come to me and they message me and, oh, so-and-so kicked me out and for no reason at all. And this is what they did. So-and-so was in there, man, and is doing some kind of system there and you know, ripped me off in the past. And then I got kicked out because I called him out and you know, And I know about this too, folks. I know a lot more. Old Chris is a lot smarter than quite a few people have taken notice of. I get in there and I look at the messages that you leave me, the personal messages that you leave me. And I look at comments that reference my name in there. And I also get on there, like I said, folks, I'm going to sleep about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours on a good night. I'm usually in there at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going through there and I'm reading what everybody's put in for the day. I may answer some of your stuff, and some of your stuff I might not. But I know who's in there and I know who isn't. And there's a lot of folks that are in there with genuine intention. There's a lot of folks in there that are just super green. And they're even being shunned a little bit because they're not as advanced as other folks. Trust me, greenies, you're the people I want. You're fresh. You're not cluttered up with a bunch of freaking bullshit. And all we got to do is show you the right way. You'll pick this up and you'll run with it. That's what the YouTube channel's kind of been like. The YouTube channel's kind of been like the school on Little House on the Prairie. You got one teacher, and you got every age of student in there. You got people that know a lot. You got people that think they know a lot. You got people that know nothing at all, and then people that know some stuff. You got agitators. You got your little Nellie Olsons, and you got that in there. I see that, man. I'm telling you, I see that. I've got a whole notebook full of folks, and a lot of you have been put into categories. And I know, some of you have been invited out into other groups, doing different things. That's what the intention of this whole Telegram channel is about. Getting folks in there and figuring out who's who and who's doing what, and put the folks in the right group. It's the only way that you can keep out a lot of the police and the bullshitters and the super freaking gurus that know how they got it. And believe me, man, there's a lot of you guys that are in there that know some stuff. I know it. I've watched your stuff. I've read countless freaking articles that you're posting in there. And a lot of you guys know what's going on. You really do. And a little later into this video, I want to speak directly to you guys out there who have done the $100 million, what is it? The redemption. I don't think it's a redemption manual. But I've seen this a lot from a lot of you guys. You've gone through this process and you've, got your situation straight, and you've done all this paperwork, and you've got papers that I spoke to one guy today that was put out of the Telegram, and he did this process that you guys are doing, where you've got a document or documents saying that you have $100 million. But here's something I haven't heard none of you all talk about. Where'd you get it? Where's it at? You got documents that say you got $100 million, and but you're not chilling. You're not chilling somewhere. You're not getting the money. You don't even know how to get the money. If you did, you'd got it already. Stay tuned, because I'm going to work with you on that. I'm going to explain to you something that the frickin' guru who sucked you into that bullshit and took your money didn't bother to explain to you how you get paid. I'm going to do that, okay? Like I'm saying in the Telegram group, There's people that are grouping together, and that's what the intention was with it, was to get people together. You got people getting together because of foreclosure. You got people getting together that specifically want to learn how to write the conditional acceptance. And those are people that have been vetted out. There's going to be other folks. I've been emailing back and forth the pretty intelligent guy who is working on a conditional acceptance, and I'm assisting him at whatever he needs with it, because folks, he is working on a conditional acceptance that you're going to be able to use. If you were fired because you refused to take the vax, we got your guy. Yeah, that's another group that's going to get together. And think about this. We could do a class action conditional acceptance from the people who were fired for this bullshit mandate. And guess who the first name on the conditional acceptance is going to be? Joe Biden. How would you like to lean Joe Biden? All that money he scammed off of people working in freaking Congress, ain't never worked a day in his life, and you're going to get in his pocket because he broke freaking laws, all kinds of laws. And this guy that's working on this is fairly smart. He didn't even put it in the format that I do mine in. He just basically wrote one, and I was super impressed. Yeah, you guys are going to want to get with this dude. And I will group you all with this. But let me get back to this other guy. Sends me a message. Hey man, I did these 1099As, and he did one for 130,000 as his payroll. He did another one as bonus. He did another one as a company car. And then when he writes on the 1040V, he writes was it the 1040V or the, I think it was. He writes himself, right here, you'll see I've got the name right here, right? The name, right? And down here it says, if a joint return, spouse's first name or initials, and then the last name. See that? Where it's blank on mine. He wrote up here in all caps his trust name, his trust name. And then down here he wrote his human name, but in all caps. That's totally screwed up, man. Hey man, I hope I don't get flagged. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, you're just gonna get flagged, buddy. No, that's not what I freaking tell you all to do. Look it, man. It even says, if a joint return, spouses are first name and initials. Dude screwed this 1040 all up. All right. So by doing so, right? By doing so, when he fills all these out, okay, 3 of them on one page, and then he sends it in, he's got himself as he's got the treasury as the lender and himself as the borrower, okay? But then over here on the 1096, right, he's got himself as the beneficiary. I'm the beneficiary in this one because I created lien securities that were meant to come back to me. Okay, that's why you see my name on that. And I told everybody in the last one, if someone gives you a 1099-A and you're the trustee of this trust action that you just created with the beneficiary by accepting the 1099-A and the other document that you created to put their social security number on, say it, building a porch. And you accept that 1099-A and the paper is the contract with the dude's social security number on it. You now just became a trustee in his trust, which means you can do the OIDs, 1096, and the 1040Vs. But you're going to be the beneficiary, not in the trust action, but the beneficiary of the payment from the Treasury. Okay? This dude put himself, he put himself up as the all caps the trust name, and then he put himself in as his spouse as a joint return. In all actuality, folks, this dude is probably going to get hit with he's probably going to get a letter from the IRS, and it's going to say, we received your income tax filing. You just filed income tax on $130,000 of money that you're claiming you got from your income. Another $30,000 for your bonus, and another $20,000 you're saying was income on your company vehicle. Yeah, dude, you're flagged. More than likely, you're going to get a tax bill where they're going to want their taxes back on $200,000 worth of freaking shit. Yeah, you messed up. And then you come to me, you will send your pictures and send a message to me. Hey, man, I just sent this off. Is it okay? You got that a little backwards there, partner. You should have freaking came to me first. And I would have told you, no, you're doing that wrong. Or if you would have watched the videos, or if you would have read the comments. It's not a bank. You cannot do this with your freaking company. Your company is its own trust if you've set it up as a trust. You can't take money and give it to your trust, your company trust. That's for your benefit, not your company's benefit. You got to remember that corporations are persons. They have a birth certificate just like the humans get birth certificates. If I move my corporation from New York to Texas, I have to create another corporation in the state of Texas. I have to basically kill the corporation in New York and create a new one in Texas. That's what happens when companies move from their corporate headquarters. They have to kill the corporation and create another one. That's what's happening. Yeah, you messed up, dude. Look, folks, don't think you got your head so wrapped around this that you can just run off and do whatever you think because it sounds good. No, run it by me. I'll at least look at it. It may take a little time, but I'll look at it. And I'll let you know. A lot of you folks out there know that I do this. Quite a few of y'all I've had to babysit through a process. Answer every question about every possible in and out of this process. And you could do this by finding these answers in the videos. And, I don't mind doing that. And as far as working one-on-one, I have worked one-on-one with quite a few people. If I don't get to you right away, just hang in there. I'm only one man. I can only do so much. I'm doing what's pressing. There's a lot of pressing stuff out there. I've had quite a few people come to me, I'm going into foreclosure next week. Damn. That's not even enough time to write a conditional acceptance and serve everybody and give them enough time to respond. I hate it that I come into this stuff later in the game. To a lot of people have to do this stuff quick. But I'm in here when God put me in here. So that's where I'm at with that, folks. Look, okay, let me explain the 1099A, OID, 96, and 40V again. There's two sides to this action. There's the beneficiary. The beneficiary only does the 1099A. The trustees are responsible for the OIDs, the 96, and the 40Vs. I shorten those, okay? So don't kind of freak out. That's what the trustee does. I did 3 or 4 videos on the 1099A before I even broke out this OID business. Because folks weren't getting it. Too many questions. There's probably a lot of people that have. I'm just not hearing about it because they got it. It's kind of like in a marriage. 10% of your memories are probably bad memories. 90% are good. But you don't remember the 90%. Like you do the 10 where shit was bad and you're fighting and throwing shit and whoring around, stuff like that. You remember that, don't you? Why? Because you remember bad stuff more than you do good stuff. But look, when you're doing the 1099A and you're giving it to someone, you are the beneficiary. Whoever you're giving it to is the trustee. Whoever has the Social Security number, your Social Security number, or the Social Security number that was assigned to you as the beneficiary, when you put that number on a document, whoever accepts that document is a trustee. Whoever asks you for your Social Security number over the phone is a trustee. Anytime the trust number is involved, it's a trust action. If it's not you, the beneficiary, then it's trustees. The trustees are the ones that file all this stuff. The only reason you're seeing that in my business, and I've said this before, is because we created lien securities. And we were making the documentation easier for the Treasury to move it along. We wanted them to move it along. Well, how long is it going to take if we got to wait on you guys to do all this stuff? Here you go. Here's the stuff. Let's make your job easier. All you got to do is sign it. Move the paperwork through. The reason my signature is on the 1096 is because I am the beneficiary of the check. If you sell sell your house to someone and they're giving you a 1099A, you're going to fill out all the other paperwork. You're going to fill out the OID, the 6, the 96, and 1040Vs. You're going to do that. And you're going to be the beneficiary of the check as a trustee. I hope everybody got that. Now let me address lien securities, okay? The lien securities were created from the conditional acceptance. You can't say the dealer wouldn't take my 1099A. How do I do a lien security? You're jumping the gun there. You got to do a conditional acceptance first. Then that creates the lien security. And then once you create the lien security, you can assign that debt to the Treasury or the Secretary of the United States Treasury. You assign it to him. You give it all to him. And then you'll create a contract giving them 35% to collect. All right. So now, and when you do that contract, you will send it to 1500 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's a contract with the Treasury. That's where the Treasury is. So that's where we're at, folks, with that. Now, so I'm talking to this guy today. He's about my age. Got thrown out of the group. And what he was, I know why he was thrown out. I know. Administration was, that's what they do. They were designed to do that. If you're not in there talking about Chris Hauser's conditional acceptance, then you're trying to add something to it, or trying to put some other process in there. Many of y'all that have been on there have seen that, have already seen this bullshit. But look, there's a lot of you guys out there like him that have gone the extra mile and are well past the green people that are in there. Have a little consideration. You were there once yourself. Bring them up, man. Start them off on the milk. You can't give them meat right away. That blows their freaking mind. It'll make them sick. It's made a lot of them come out. It's made a lot of them come out of the group. And I know who you are too. Those of you that have kind of dodged away. And I understand why. It's confusing and it's stressful, and all you want to do is learn. But there's a lot of you guys out there that have done this process, and you're setting on documents right now that could be monetarized. Your $100 million thing you got there, you could monetize the back of it, and now it becomes money. You can send it to the Treasury. You can contract with the Treasury. I wouldn't suggest trying this on your own, even though you guys got big brains and you've been all down that road. I wouldn't suggest trying it until you understand exactly how to do these contracts. But you can actually monetize that document that you have by, let me see if I've got one right here. By doing the back of it. We did it to the UCC ones. When we did use the UCC ones and the threes to create lien securities, we monetarized the back of them. Okay, by doing this little thing we got going on right here. Okay, and they were notarized. Okay. This document, by doing that, you could do the same thing to yours. Monetize it by putting the information on the back of it, and then you can sign it just like a check. Then you can assign it to the Treasury. Here you go, Treasury. Here's $100 million. It's all yours. 100% of it's yours. But now we have a contract. You can have this because you need it all. When you do the lien securities, you're going to give 100%. I gave 100% of $204 million to the Treasury. Here you go. It's all yours. Every freaking red penny belongs to you. You're entitled to 35% if you collect. Believe me, you give the Treasury 35 million of your 100 million, they are going to collect for you. Okay, now that's where we're going. You big guys that have been at this for a while, let me see a show of hands right now. Anybody that's got that $100 million document that's got their money, raise your hand. Raise your hand. I wish I could see everybody's hand not going up right here. Okay, what good was it for you to go do this shit and you ain't got the money? Think about it this way. You did all this stuff and you notified your government or the government that you have this much money. Think about this. The Treasury's probably sitting up there going, damn, this dude's got all this money and don't know what the frick to do. I wonder when he's going to come get his money. I don't know how long this process has been going on. Quite a while, though, I think. The guy I talked to today said he did his back in 2017. Yeah. The Treasury's going, damn, dude, why aren't you freaking collecting your money? Every one of y'all out got this $100 million document out there has been going around telling everybody you got it. Yeah, go get it then. Okay? Look, if you've done that process, leave your email address in the comments. Or send it to me on Messenger if you're not comfortable with that. And I'll leave my email address in the comments. So you can send it to me in Messenger. You can send it to me by email. Let's get all you guys together and let's go get your freaking money. It's yours. It's time to go get it. Look, y'all. The Telegram channel is doing exactly what I freaking want it to do. Okay? Now that some of you guys know this, you might start acting right if you want to stay in the game. Because old Chris is vetted about, well, I got a notebook here. It's got about 850, 860 names in it. And I've vetted most of y'all. Well, no, because there's about 2,000. A lot of people have dodged out, though. A lot of people haven't been on there in a little while. And I know this, too. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. Yeah. So, that's pretty much it. Look, y'all, don't freaking do shit because you think you know how to do it. Not without at least talking to somebody. If you're a doctor and you're an oncologist, say you're an oncologist, right? And now you've diagnosed yourself with cancer. Wouldn't you go get a second opinion? I don't know too many doctors that don't diagnose themselves that don't get a second opinion. I know very few lawyers that represent themselves. I was in Nashville with a lawyer. He came down from Kansas. He was a lawyer. And he came down to Nashville and went to a party. Well, he had a big bunch of pills. And he committed statutory rape with a 16 or 17-year-old. Yeah, and got slammed. Put in jail. Busted with the drugs. He was disbarred in his state. And could have represented himself. I was talking to him about all this challenge of jurisdiction and all this stuff. And he was going, yeah, man. I know what you're talking about, man. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it does. Well, dumb freaking bastard went ahead and freaking hired a lawyer anyway. You could have went in here. You're a lawyer. You know this shit. They don't do that, folks. Lawyers hire other lawyers when they get in trouble. Because they've all been brainwashed to believe that, a defendant that does his own representation has a fool for a client. Yeah, they're brainwashed into that. He could have walked in there and walked out. He agreed with everything that I was saying, that they don't have it. And he was even the one that explained to me the oath to the bar. That's crazy. In the oath to the bar, they swear an oath to the crown. Yeah, folks, they swear an oath to the crown. It isn't to the, it's crazy. He put some shit up on me, man. He's the one who told me judges were members of the Bar Association. Why are you a member of the bar when you can't practice it? Practice law from the bench. Still had his own. So I'm suggesting you all, before you step on the proverbial dick, get some advice. Do you think I ought to do this? And then on top of that, it doesn't hurt to pray. Pray and ask the Father if you're doing the right thing. He won't lead you in the wrong direction. He never does. He'll lead you in the right direction, but you may wander. But other than that, folks, it's 45 minutes into it. It got a little long like I said it would, but hang in there. Let's get together. And I'm watching. Peace and blessings, good brothers and sisters.